Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of Wrestle Tea with me, Sam Leterna. Today, I'm super duper excited to introduce my guest. He has competed at Black Label Pro, at Limitless Wrestling, at Beyond Wrestling, at Chaotic Wrestling. It goes on and on. Christian Casanova, Limitless Wrestling Champion. How are you?
Yes. What's up? I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing very well. I wanted to interview you for a while since I saw you at the Collective. You have a really cool combination, I think, of speed, agility, athleticism, and grace, which is, kind of a rare thing to really have in the ring, grace, right? So who's been your fiercest competitor, and who are you dying to wrestle in 2021?
I love how you just start with that good one. That's perfect. Oh, wow. Fiercest competitor. I'm just going to say ACH just because, he's just one of the best in the world. And that was one of my, biggest challenges to date against a guy like that. And somebody that I want to wrestle is Lio Rush. Like, every interview that I do, I always say Lio Rush just because he did put me on his list. And he's just at the top of his game right now. And, I mean, there's some guys I want to work, but I'll start with Lio at the top and then, eventually, hopefully work my way down.
Cool. Well, I hope that, the more interviews you stay on, it'll get out there. You're on his list, he's on yours. Make it happen, right? You never know what platform that could be on. Maybe at Limitless.
Hey, for the championship.
In September, I know that you're going to remember this tweet because it is pinned on your profile, my friend. You sent out a tweet, tagged AEW, and you said, y'all hiring. And I could see that you were jacked as hell in that photo. You've been working on your body. You've been working on your wrestling. So is your long-term goal to sign with that company, or where might we see Casanova?
Man, I think I need to change that. Not because I don't want to work there. The reason why I kept that pinned to my profile was just to let people know, look at this is what I have to offer. You know what I mean? This is the type of, this is how hard I'm willing to work. Just look at my presentation. That was one of the reasons why I kept that on there. But as far as AEW goes, I'm just keeping myself very open right now. I do have a lot of I am talking to a couple different places as far as future opportunities. Not like I'm not making moves here and there, but AEW is definitely on the list. It's not the end all. It could be, but it's not right now for me. I'm thinking, more broad than just one place at this time. Yeah.
And what would determine for you your selection of, let's say, a contract with a major company? Would it be, are you money motivated? Are you motivated by the potential competitors that you would have? Are you motivated by the culture in the company? No pun intended.
Yeah, no, that's good actually. I think you hit all the things. I mean, as a professional, money is something that I look at. It's just not all of it, but money is a factor. Also, like you said, the competition. It's funny you said that because I remember looking at the rosters of AEW and then looking at a roster of NXT and just thinking wow, there's so many good guys. I'll never I might not ever be able to touch these guys if I go here or vice versa. So that's something that you have to take into consideration as a performer, or being a free agent. Is you could create something special with these guys over here. You could create something special with these guys over here. And also, like you said too, the culture. Why wouldn't somebody want to learn under all the great people at NXT, for example, at the Performance Center? Then again, you have such a free, the culture at AEW right now is unrivaled. Look at what they just did for Brody. You know what I mean? If that doesn't speak volumes as to their character, and the heart and soul that they put into that company and into their performers, that spoke a lot to a lot of people. So just those two alone. I mean, there's so many other places to go, but I think those two really speak volumes as to where you can, your true potential can be reached. But yeah, just on those two.
So you do consider yourself a Northeast talent, and you also consider yourself a top talent. So I have a question about that moniker. Did you always believe yourself to be a top talent, or is this something that it's taken you time to grow into?
Great question. That was something that I started saying. It was like back in 2017, and that was just something that I felt like, and I didn't. It's wild because I didn't even know the true definition of what it was. And then I ended up growing into it, and I learned that if you call yourself something long enough, people will start to not believe it, but people will start to call you it as well, and then it really
Yeah.
becomes hard, right? And I think that that's what happened is it's almost like fake it till you make it. I started calling myself the top talent as like, oh, I'm the, you know, I'm the bar. I am, no matter where you put me, I am the guy to beat. And of course I wasn't, and I'm still necessarily not. There's so many more people ahead of me and above me. But I think it's a mindset and it's an attitude. Like it really is my attitude. I truly, truly believe that like I am a top talent, and that no matter where I go, I am like upper echelon. And of course I'm not, but it doesn't matter because that's how I believe that I am. And if I believe it, they believe it. And I think that that's really why I kept rocking with it. Like, yeah, I am a top talent. Like, and you people are gonna look at me like a top talent because I will be a top talent eventually.
Absolutely. Just like everything else with wrestling, there's that psychology involved, right? Where you get someone else's like mental switch turning in one direction versus another. So that was a very smart move on your end. And I think it's very fitting because what you do in the ring is, that of what a top talent on the indies should be putting out. So thank you for that. So we're going to transfer over to a little bit more of a silly subject, but I want to give fans a little bit of everything. I'm going to put you on the spot, okay? I'm assuming that you've watched wrestling since you grew up, and I've asked this question to Lee Moriarty, to Chris Dickinson, to a couple of others. What or who, not what, who was your wrestling crush growing up?
Oh, well, so I watched during like the Ruthless Aggression era. So,
Okay.
that was a bra and panties era. Um, it was though. It was. So like I like Trish, Tori, oh my God. Even like I remember towards like the end, like Mickey James.
Oh yeah.
Like I had a huge crush on Mickey James, but like no, I mean Trish was my girl. Like that was my girlfriend. You couldn't tell me otherwise. I'm kidding, but I'm not. Trish was the one. Like I remember, and then Tori on SmackDown. So it was like Trish on Raw, and Tori on SmackDown. But yeah, those girls, man, that was a great era of divas. But like I thought they could work. I thought those were good.
Absolutely.
Good. They put in good matches back then too.
For what it was, like for not getting a lot of in-ring training, I think that they did make like a lot of strides and work with what they had, right? And there's kind of an art to a Braun Panties match too, I don't know. I don't know what the art of it is. I've been in one, but hey,
It's a story. It's a story that we didn't realize was a story.
Exactly.
It's a beautiful
thing.
I can see why it's not done anymore. But at the time, like, there was a story to it.
Thank you so much for that. I like putting the guys on the spot. It's always a fun question. like Chris Dickinson was literally like, what? And then gave me this like Japanese wrestler that I had never heard of. The super obscure female wrestler, but I love it. I love it. Yeah. Lastly, I will ask this. You've obviously been working on your body this year. I see the bulking, the shreddedness, from like your match with Myron earlier in the year to now. That's kind of my barometer for it. What have you been doing in the gym that's different? And what is a cheat meal for you?
Right. Oh, good. I like that. All right. So what I did, I always go back to the mindset, man. I feel like when you change your mindset, everything can change. So like, I just remember I worked Blake Christian at the end of July, and I saw how I looked, and that was my first match back, and I never forget that. I was like, oh no, like that's not who, you know what I mean? That's not who I want to be. Like, and I guess it wasn't even that bad, but I just remember thinking like, even my abs, like I just wasn't happy with the way I looked. And that's just like anyone, in the profession that we're in, it is very image driven. So I just knew, I'm like, no, I'm not promoting myself like that. And it was a feel thing. So at that point, I just was like, you know what? No, I'm not accepting that for myself. Like, I know my true potential and I know that I can be better. So, I started working out 6 days a week. I started
Wow.
training 6 days a week. I started training at practice wrestling. I'm still training twice a week. Like, I'm brand new. My diet completely changed. I switched to like I'll eat eggs, I'll eat oatmeal, I'll eat fish, I'll eat rice with veggies, very strict. And then I'll eat like fruits and stuff like that. And for a cheat meal, I had like a couple weeks where I was just eating whatever I want, but man, I love pizza so much. I love all that. Like, I eat healthy because I have to and I feel good when I eat healthy, but like I could eat cheeseburgers, I could eat pizza, um, cookies, like brownies. I love soda. I do, I love all that. Like, I love all that stuff. It tastes good, but I don't feel good when I eat it. And that's part of the reason why I'm okay with not eating it.
I totally feel you on that. I'm not as shredded as you, but I go to the gym here and there. I'm actually gym
You
when
got,
we
got a little 6-pack.
yeah, mini six pack. It's a product of good genes, I'd say. But
Right.
I don't work my abs as much as people think I do. But
Right.
I would say that I had a period where I wasn't eating well, like just a lot of garbage, a lot of takeout, and I literally felt sluggish. And then now over the
Yes.
past month, I've been eating clean. Here and there, Fridays, Saturdays, I do a cheat meal, but it makes all the difference in your mental clarity and in what your body is able to
Yeah.
put out at the gym, so much respect to
Yeah.
you for really like putting in the work and seeing that you were in a place that you didn't want to be in physically and getting to the next level, because that's what it takes for people to kind of rise to the top and make it in this business. So yeah, wish you the best, and I hope that we can see each other again at live shows when they start up more regularly.
Yes, absolutely.
And thank you so much for coming on Wrestle Tea, giving me some good tea about your female wrestling crushes and of course about your
Oh,
wrestling.
yes. Thank you so much for having me, Sam. This was cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. See you soon.